Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. In the next 20-30 minutes, we will speak about cryptocurrency, data mining, machine learning, in order to get rich. So it's a cool subject, sounds good. But to start, I will just introduce myself. My name is Antoine. I'm coming from Luxembourg. I'm French, so sorry for my Franglish, but it will be okay. We are working in a company named Intech, which is part of Post Group in Luxembourg, working in different subjects, and for myself, in particular, around blockchains and crypto subjects. But I will let Pierre introduce himself.
And hi everyone, I'm Pierre Passy. I'm also working for Intech as a data scientist and deep learning engineer.
Okay, thank you. So, what is the objective of this tool in action? We want to present you a simple but complete pipeline for machine learning and for data analysis in general. The objective of the proof of concept here is to produce a daily report about investment strategy and which currency you should put your money into in order to get rich. So we will use information from Ethereum, for example, Bitcoin, Ripple. You may know that there is a lot of cryptocurrencies in the landscape of blockchains, and the purpose of the subject is to create a dashboard helping you to invest in these cryptocurrencies. But it's just a use case, and the real purpose behind the use case is to go step by step in the different steps of data analysis pipeline and going in the detail for each steps and to see how it works. Okay, so the overview of the pipeline, as you can see here, is really simple and common for a lot of projects. We start with a data set. We need some data, and in our case, we will fetch data from from internet, online data sources. Using a scraper, I will go in the details in the next slides. When we have the data, we integrate this data into a database, into a storage systems, and we can start make some dashboards, visualize the data, and make some graph and inspect the data into the integration phase. Next, we go to the prediction steps. The purpose of the prediction steps is to use the stored data set and create the investment advice based on machine learning algorithm to create some prediction about the future cryptocurrencies price. And finally, when we have all this work done, we can go to the service layer. The purpose of the service layer is just to provide an easy to understand dashboard for the end user, kind of bar chart, for example, to describe the best portfolio and the strategy of investment you should follow. Okay. For the dataset and the data sources, I will go deeper in the details and how we obtain this kind of datasets. We need price for each crypto pair. For example, how is the price of a Bitcoin in euro? What is the price of Ethereum in euro, for example? And we will get all this information from internet and based on public exchange. You may know, for example, Kraken. Kraken is a public exchange. It's a marketplace, online marketplace, where users can sell and buy some cryptocurrencies. We will get all of this information from public exchange, but not directly relying to the Kraken API, but we use a library library, which is named CCXT. It's an open source framework usable in Python, in PHP, and Node.js. It's a kind of abstraction on top of Public Actions API. So you can get data from Kraken, but with the same code from Coinbase, on Bittrex, on a lot of online places, a lot of exchange. So we use CCXT for the purpose of retrieving the data. And as you can see in the screenshot here, we not read the price, but the list of transactions for each cryptocurrencies. Each 5 minutes, for example, we get all the trades, all the transactions for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, and so on. So it's a lot of data, and we get all this transaction information, and we will process this data later in the pipeline. It is the code of the Python class. So Polar, it's a Python class. The main parts of the script is a loop, is a start loop here. It's an infinite loop running every 5 minutes in these samples. And at each execution, the Python code will download the list of transactions from the exchange, from Kraken in this case. We get the symbol. The symbol here is BTC for Bitcoin or ETH for Ethereum, and the list of transactions since the latest execution. So since the latest 5 minutes in this case. We get all the transactions. We create a trade object in this case with details from the transactions, for example, the volume, the price, and the timestamp of the transaction. And we put all of this data in an array, in this case, in an array, and insert the data in Elasticsearch in bulk mode to optimize the write into the Elasticsearch cluster. Okay. So we have the first part of the pipelines, the data polar, the data set, the source of the data for the global pipeline of data analysis. Next, as I described previously, the Polar inserts the data into an Elasticsearch cluster. We store all data that we retrieved. We create an index, an Elasticsearch index per month. The purpose is to limit the size of the Elasticsearch index. With only one index per month, we can have an index of small number of gigabytes, and Elasticsearch recommend to try to keep Elasticsearch index relatively small. So, but with the API of Elasticsearch allow you to send request that is across a lot of indexes. So it's just a kind of storage to optimize the system with Elasticsearch. So for the sample here, you can see that we have 60 gigabytes of data into Elasticsearch because there is a lot of transactions, more than around 700 million of records of transactions, and it is running on relatively small machines, and the performance of Elasticsearch here is really good for this kind of use cases. And with Kibana, Kibana is a tool, is a dashboard tool for Elasticsearch. You can already make some graph, make some inspection about your data. Right now, it's better to try to inspect, to monitor the data at this step before going further in the implementation of the machine learning parts. You can have some metrics of your data right now at the first step of your pipeline. So we take the data from Kraken with the Polar, we inject and store this data in the Elasticsearch data system, and we can start to inspect the data. It's important to go to the next step. Let's go to the portfolio optimization parts, and I will let Pierre follow.
So, as said, we will now focus on the data science part. One quick introduction on the Sharpe ratio. The Sharpe ratio was not created with the cryptocurrency world, but it has multiple years. It's a simple matrix. The objective of this matrix is to score a portfolio with the performance and the risk. we just only take the performance. It's totally up to you to choose a metric determining the performance and another metric determining the risk, and then you take the ratio of those two metrics, and you have the Sharpe ratio. I've gave 3 examples. So the green line is the perfect one, a steady increase, good performance, very low risk as it's very smooth. The yellow one is kind of riskier. It has the same performance, but is riskier. As it go high very quick in the end, it can go low very quick as well. And the red one is the worst, as it has the same starting point as the green one and the same end point as the green one, but it takes a very strange path, so it's very risky one. So you want to go with the green one and not with the red one. And to continue, all of this was based on historical data. When you compute a Sharpe ratio, you have to compute it with regards to time window. Traditionally, it's 1 day or 1 week or 1 month or maybe 1 year. 1 year and more is more used in traditional portfolio world and not in cryptocurrency one, as if you go with 1 year of Bitcoin, you have one big step, one big crack. It's not really usable. But using this Sharpe ratio as it was historically used, it kind of brings you 2 problems. One, you use all data to predict the future, as in any data science system. All machine learning is about training a model with all data and generalizing it in new data. The second problem here is the main one, as you obtain a Sharpe ratio on older data, so basically you've computed the Sharpe ratio of an already outdated portfolio, and you're just hoping that this portfolio will keep the same Sharpe ratio in the future to try to maximize your investment. We think that you can do better than that. This part is traditionally implemented in NumPy, and that's why we did it. But as we said, we can go further. How could we use machine learning to tackle the last problem? And let me introduce you to Prophet. So Facebook has that kind of problem, not on cryptocurrency, but on their usage of their platform. And they created a framework which was called Prophet. Prophet is available in Python and R. I think it's an MIT license, or Apache 2, it's clearly open source. And it's clearly focused on automatic forecasting of time series. You will see a demo later, of course. And Prophet is really perfect for seasonal data. That said, data with yearly, monthly, weekly, daily pattern. And we used Prophet to forecast cryptocurrency. An example of Prophet. So I've said Prophet is from Facebook. It already have a very high number of stars on GitHub. You have an example of the highly seasonal data. You see the pattern in weekly and mostly yearly here. And Prophet provides you the feature of decomposing the time series in multiple dimensional to see the seasonality. And as cryptocurrencies has that kind of pattern, clearly as we've experimentalized it, if you try to trade cryptocurrency in the morning, you have a better chance to make a profit than going in the night. It can be obvious, but it is true. And although it's better to trade on Thursday than on Sunday, or Friday too. Maybe people will sell for the weekend, but it's a pattern you have to take into account. Now let's dive into code. So this screen will be filled with code, and in the end we will get the compute class for getting our optimized portfolio. So first we need to get a function to be able to get our expected returns. So values here is a pandas.frame object. Pandas is a library in Python providing us table for Pythons, kind of Excel, containing all the previously scrapped data. And NB hours is a parameter to tell us if we want to optimize for the next 24 or 1 day or 1 week or 1 month, etc. So we init a prediction object. For each column in our data, we will get the symbol. And if you see the m equal prophet and the m.fit symbol value, it's prophet. So we are initializing an empty prophet object. We are asking it to automatically fit our data and to predict on future data hourly on the number of asked hours. So a complete and state-of-the-art machine learning problem will take less than 5 lines of code. Of course, you can do more if you want more complex task, but Prophet is really good at when it's fully automatic. Then we will use our function to get our expected returns. Now, the Sharpe ratio is a maximization problem. And more, it's a constrained optimization problem. So we will have to set a set of rules. Firstly, bounds, as each pair in the portfolio can't be less than 0% and more than 100%. So we bound each pair to be between 0 and 1. And we have a constraint to have the sum of each cryptocurrency to be 100% of the portfolio. We don't want the sum to be 115% or less than 100%. And we have to set an initial portfolio, which in this case was a random portfolio. Now we have the function to create our Sharpe ratio. So as previously explained, it's expected returns. Then it's our metrics of the performance. Then we have to create a matrix for the risk part. Traditionally, in the literature, it's the variance of the expected returns. So we need to create those variance. The expected returns and portfolio are vector from the NumPy library. It's not just two floats. So the portfolio is the vector of each wave of each pair. So we multiplied this expected return dot the portfolio. We take the mean of this one. And for the variance, we take the covariance between the expected returns, then multiplied with the portfolio to have the variance of each pair. Then we multiplied the standard deviation with itself to get the variance. And we have now our variance, which is our risk metric, and our expected return, which is our performance metrics. Have you seen this -1 dot expected divided by variance? It's because it's an optimization problem, and NumPy is only capable of minimizing a problem. Oh, sorry. But a minimization problem is nevertheless an optimization problem reversed. So we multiply by -1 and we get a minimization problem. And the last part is really from NumPy, which provides us a complete and automatic minimization function based on dozens of algorithms. You can choose the one which is perfectly fit from your problem, or you can let NumPy decide for yourself. We provided the function, which is the Sharpe ratio, our initial portfolio, our bounds, our constraint, and a set of options. And finally, if the computation converge on a solution, you will have this result object, which have an X attribute, which contain the optimal wave that says the wave of each cryptocurrency in our portfolio. So that's really what you want, and you want to redo this computation like every day or every 2 days to update your optimal wave and use it in our automatic crypto trading algorithms. So we now have the prediction engine using Prophet and NumPy, and I will pass to Antoine.
Thank you. Thank you, Pierre, for the hard work. Donc, at this step, we have all the predictions produced by Prophet and NumPy, and the next step is just to the service layer to provide the right information to the user. Okay, so we had just a service layer, as the purpose of this service layer is to create a REST API written in Flask. In this case, Flask is an HTTP library in Python, and this API allows user to request for the graph, the bar chart of the repartition, of the distribution of the investment into the different cryptocurrencies. It's a basic HTTP REST HTTP API. We have some parameters the user can ask for to limit the number of cryptocurrencies. For example, you don't want to invest in 10 or 20 pair of crypto, or to limit the number of samples. For example, to restrict the time window, the future time window in which the prediction will be done. For example, I want the best portfolio for the next 24 hours. Okay, so Flask will produce a bar chart, and Pierre will just show you some results of this implementation.
So we've run those algorithms in continuous in the middle of the years on multiple parameters and multiple set of portfolio. So firstly, we wanted to introduce you what happened if we ask to compute the best portfolio in a very short term, like if you want to get rich really fast. Spoiler, it doesn't work. As in that case, so in the middle of the June, Ether Classical, so ETC, just had a spike, and it completely destroyed the metrics, and the algorithms tell us go nearly more than 50% of Ether Classical and just use a bit of the other one. But even in that case, it's still interesting because multiple people on Reddit mostly had the advice to go all in on Ether Classical. You could get lots of money, but if the Ether Classical just cracks the next day, you lose nearly all your money. And with these algorithms, even in very short term, you will lose only half your money. If we redo this computation of the next 8 hours, the trend of the ETC is still here, but far less than 20%. So you will lose less money, but the other one are nearly flattened because of the spike of ETC. But now if you do for 3 days, we have some very interesting metrics, and the Ether Classical is still here as it gained a lot of momentum and lots of the price rise. But we have a really complete portfolio analysis. Now we have 10% of BCH, less than 10% of BTC, etc., etc. And this portfolio, we've tested it on multiple days with a virtual automatic trading engine, not with real money, but with fake money. Its gain was nearly the same as an all-in, but with really less riskier. Because as I said, if ETC crack, you don't lose all your money, you lose just a bit more than 20%. But if the Ripple XRP crack, you lose less than 10%. But in the other end, if XRP rise in the next day, you also have cash in the XRP side. So those kind of graph were really interesting. But what if I don't want to go with 11 cryptocurrencies? It's you could go with that kind of complexity with automatic trading engine, but not all people want to go automatic. So we've created an option to go with less crypto, and in fact you decide how much crypto you want. And if we go to this free, so far more manageable by end, you have an ETC, ETH, and Ripple, REP, which is not RIP. And if you redo this computation like we did like every day, but our personal advice and our personal rules was to follow the graph, and if the graph change much, we change our portfolio composition, but not every day. It was like every 2 or 3 days according to the graph. But clearly, if we saw an inversion of trends, we we changed our position, but yeah, it was kind of working. We need to confess that we didn't use anymore that system because it's really working if all the crypto are nearly flat. If the Bitcoin is flat, all other crypto, when one goes up, the other one goes down. So you can really win money with that kind of system. But recently the Bitcoin was going down, and when the Bitcoin is going down, all other crypto are going down. No matter what you did, you will lose money. You can just cash out and wait, and in fact I'm waiting since 6 months for the Bitcoin to go up again. So sorry with it. Our automatic trading engine.
It's a fail.
And thank you.
Thank you very much.
We wanted to get the 5 remaining minutes to let people ask questions if you have, because it's crypto and machine learning can be very strange.
Obscure.
So if you have any question, let's go.